in recognizing our sovereignty, and our national leadership, I give you a toast to the President of the Republic of Kenya. To the President. At this point, I am honored and privileged to invite our Charter President, Samuel Karanja, who will walk us through our progress report as a club, and thereafter invite our Assistant Governor, Shiroki Nuthia, who will then invite the District Governor. So I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this session, and I hope that this session will be productive to you. I encourage you to be as interactive as you can on our chat and to share messages of goodwill to the club, questions, critique, so that out of this meeting we may learn how to be better, how to grow better, and how to do better. At this point, I invite our Charter President, Samuel Karanja, and hand over the meeting to him. President Karanja, or rather President SK.
All right, thank you very much, Gaia. Our District Governor, DG Azeb, our Assistant Governor, AG Shiro Kinothia, family and friends of Rotary, welcome to our fellowship tonight. My role this evening is to, together with our friends and members, update our DG on our club's progress since she graced our charter in July last year. So for anyone who is joining us for the first time or a second time, you're most welcome. This is the annual District Governor's visit to our Rotary Club. And this is a very special one, being that it is the very first for us as a club. So allow me to, in about 5 or so minutes, take you through what our club has been up to in the past about 7 months. So let me just maximize my screen. Right. So as mentioned, Rotary Jabali was chartered last year in July, and we had our charter party on 30th of July 2022. We are still the youngest Rotary Club in the district, and when we were chartered, we brought together Rotaract alumni, friends, family members, siblings, and all our colleagues who we could convince to be part of the Rotary family. So currently, we are 38 members, split in a 63-37 gender balance, or not balance, imbalance, but we are correcting that. I think by the end of the year, we have a target to be at 50-50, evenly distributed. Our average age is 31. I think arguably we take the award for the youngest Rotary Club in terms of average age. And also we bring the energy, ideas, the vibrance of youth, but also learning from our experienced seniors in the Rotary family. So as mentioned, about 68% of us are Rotaract alumni. Rotaract is the younger family of Rotarians, or the younger club, which are students and young professionals. And 32% of us were not members of Rotaract. They joined Rotary Jabali directly without previous membership in Rotaract. In terms of our leadership, we have 4 presidents. That is our current president, myself as the charter president, president-elect, Kennedy Gaia, president nominee, Emmanuel Terrell, and president nominee designate, Eva Kaburu. So we have 4 presidents covering the next 4 years. And I think that way we ensure leadership succession is very seamless. We have 14 charter board members. That is the first board serving in this Rotary year 2022-2023. We have 18 members of the next board, That is the board that shall serve us from July 2023 to June 2024. And to ensure we are compliant with Rotary International, we have fully paid our Rotary International dues as at last month. I'll mix the slides with a couple of photos. These are photos of our members at the charter party, which arguably is our best event so far, and a night that we shall all remember. So when we come together, what do? We have fortnight fellowships, which are virtual, held on Zoom Street, online avenue, or online CT. Our aim is to have very informative, engaging, and sometimes also entertaining online fellowships. So we meet every 2 weeks on Wednesday evening, inviting guest speakers to offer us advice on a variety of issues that are relevant to our members. We also have engaging and refreshing weekend activities. These are often physical activities to ensure that our members also connect one-on-one, and we have a social and physical strong bond. We've also created buddy groups, groups of 5, 6, and I think currently we have 8 groups. And each of our member, every of our member is in 1 or 2 buddy groups. 1 or 2 because every 3 months we reshuffle the buddy groups, and rumors have it that some buddy groups have refused to disintegrate. So some people may be in 2 or 3 buddy groups at the same time. So the buddy groups meet over weekends at their own discretion, at their own time, and do whatever activity they seem best for the buddy group. Yeah, and also we are, our favorite events are weddings, rorashio, birthday parties, graduations. We never miss those. And we have 2 cake matrons in our membership. Again, on our leadership, we have an elected executive, president, secretariat, and a treasury. We have appointed directors and deputy directors. We have committees that run our club seamlessly behind the scenes, and the committees are made up of both Rotarians and guests. And to ensure our governance is on point, we have approved club bylaws, and we have an approved finance and procurement manual. So this is just to highlight what we've been doing to ensure that our membership is strong. We are a dynamic and all-inclusive club, and our members get the best experience, best Rotary experience that we can offer. As mentioned, the club is not run by the president or by any individual. The club is run through club committees. We have 3 committees, which are further divided into subcommittees. And these are the subcommittees and committees that propose our activities and also implement the activities. All that the board do is coordinating that there's a seamless flow from one activity to the next. So that is on membership. I also mentioned our fellowships. We invite speakers on different topics. This is just a summary of the speakers we hosted in 2022. From hosting our DGSR and our club mentor, PDG Eric Kimani. In 2022, we hosted a total of 14 professional speakers on different topics. How I look at it is, if we were to pay to attend each of these seminars, you would probably not even get most of the speakers. And if you do, you would part with a whole lot of money. But thanks to Rotary, we get training, we get advice, we get to interact, we get to learn through these fellowships, through the speakers we invite, and through our interactions member to member. So that is ensuring that we are a club that is really strong on the bond we create for our members, the value we give our members, and that everyone has a great experience and a great memory of being a Rotarian. But also we are focused on the service that we give to our communities. We come together we combine our resources, and we serve our communities. That's part of what Rotary does. So in our first 7 months, we have raised a total of $2,177 to the Rotary Foundation. This was at last week. 18 of our members, that is 47% of our members, are donors to the Rotary Foundation. But 47% is not a very good percentage. So our aim is that by end of this Rotary year, we shall be at 100% giving to the Rotary Foundation. So for this second half, all our sergeant at arms collections for all our members will be donated to the Rotary Foundation. So this will ensure that all our members are donors to the foundation in our first year as a Rotary Club. We believe we'll have achieved a good fate by doing that. Of our members, 6 members are Paul Harris Fellows, that is PHFs. It's only right to say that 5 of these were achieved in earlier years before Rotary Jabali, but one of the Paul Harris Fellows became a PHF this year, and that is our Director of Projects, Ken Macau. So in total, we have 6 PHFs, and I believe as the year continues, we might promote a few more, and definitely we have candidates for PHF +2 and PHF +3 in the coming months and in the coming year. Also, our club is qualified for the Rotary Foundation grants. We qualified last month but won. So our club is ready to undertake district grants and global grants to ensure we can serve our communities at scale and sustainably. Our first project as a Rotary Club is in partnership with Palm House Foundation. And Palm House Foundation is an education trust. We committed that starting last month, starting January of 2023, we picked 1 student through the Palm House Foundation, and we shall educate and sponsor that kid's school, high school, for the next 4 years. We have not only focused on education, but other projects, but mainly our club seems to be focusing on or picking projects in the basic education and literacy area of focus. So besides our partnership with Palm House, we've committed that we shall build our own club education trust. So in the next 2 years, we've committed to raise $10,000, put that in a trust, and its interest will be sponsoring needy and bright students as from January of 2027. So we have a team working on that. We have a team working on the Palm House Foundation, and we have other projects in the pipeline that we hope to start implementing in the near future. So this is a photo of our partnership with Palm House during the recent flagging off of students to high schools. So finally, while we do all this, we ensure that we communicate with our members, with our guests. We have visible presence online and physically, and that when you look for Rotary Jabali, you'll only get us. You'll not get any other club. We have a live website, rotaryjabali.org, put together by a PR team, which runs all our social media pages, does all our communication. I know many people always receive our emails. I think we have a subscription of about 150. So anytime we are emailing out Rotary details, we have a good community to reach out to. So that is all thanks to our public image and communications team. Finally, and this is not a paid advert, we have Rotary Jabali merchandise. You can see the smiley faces. Our first brand ambassadors. We have hoodies, we have t-shirts, we have capes, we have polo t-shirts, we have round neck t-shirts. You just place your order with Valentine. Valentine is the lady on your left. Is that left or right? So Valentine is the lady in a cape. She is our merchandiser and our treasurer-elect. So we have merchandise, and we ensure that all our members communicate that they are members of Rotary Jabali. And if you wish to join Rotary Jabali, we have a very simple induction process, and we are looking to induct our first inductees besides our charter members in the coming months. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, let me invite our Assistant Governor, AG Shiro Kenothia. We've had an interaction with our AG before. She was one of our guest speakers in 2022, and she gave us a very enlightening talk of her Rotary experience through the years. She is a Rotarian and a member of the Rotary Club of Nairobi North, where she has served in various dockets, various directorates, and served as president in the year 2018-2019. She currently serves as an assistant governor for 4 Rotary clubs based in Nairobi, Kenya, and is an accomplished professional with, let me not say how many years, but she's an accomplished professional in the IT world, and is a mentor to very many of us who have known her over the years. So AG, welcome, and welcome to our club once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, so much, Prezo, and thank you very much, Jabali team. You are always a delight to fellowship with. Many other times I log in and I just listen. And I must say, this is a first. We're in a different dispensation across the world since COVID. The way we work, the way we interact was changed dramatically. And this is one of the offshoots that we can actually sustainably run a club virtually, and it actually works. So first, I must commend you, Prezo. SK and I have journeyed many valleys in his various roles, from Rotaract to being a president. And I must say, this really is what as Rotarians we look forward to, that we have proper transitions from being Rotaractors to forming clubs such as this one that encourages your entire demographic to be a part of the societies that they serve. And I'm absolutely sure this being their 137th club that the DG is visiting, this is probably her most unique, that she gets to meet all of you online. And if Magharibi was anything to go by, I think being a physical meeting on Monday, it was full of pomp and flair. The Rotary family was very well represented. And I believe since our Zoom DG, Patrick Obath, we haven't seen this kind of representation on a Zoom call. I draw attention to our DG Pendo that we have 39 participants on this call tonight. So to the team Jabali, I want to say thank you very, very much. Just listening to your brief before I introduce our DG, I think I'm excited around a few things. DG, this club is in its charter year. And I think in many forums, even in older clubs, we struggle with structure, we struggle with the foundation. And I'm grateful that when I listen to this club, they have their ducks in a row. They've exercised that which is the guideline and policy provided by them, not just by the district, but by RI, to form a club that is sound and that is all inclusive. Most of all, I'm grateful for the fact that you guys are not just only online, but there is an opportunity to fellowship physically that brings teams together, that allows them to deliberate and discuss projects that are possible within your ability. And I'm also surely grateful that you're exercising that which Rotaract and Rotary and our communities as large have given you, to give back to communities that really need it. I know in our last conversation, I challenged you to consider having an infrastructure that allows younger Rotaractors who are looking to further their opportunities and further their education. And most of you indeed have flown in different areas where you're learning amazing things. And I always say, I'm happy to inject myself into somebody, provided they reach back and they pull somebody else to a newer platform than they found them. And I see great opportunity in this club to achieve that. Congratulations as well, because I see 100% of Rotary dues paid. I would say to the 4 presidents in quick succession, retain that order. It is how, as Rotary District and RI, we are able to sustain the organ at large. Having said that, it's indeed an honor to be able to serve you as your DG, and super excited to have our very beautiful DG Pendo on this call today. I believe this will be her last meeting in Kenya. Is that correct? It will be her last meeting in Kenya. So we're signing off with an amazing, amazing, amazing attendance. And I look forward to hearing her speak. So allow me to introduce to you, and I know most of you have seen her, most of you have had her, and you've had the pleasure of sitting in sessions where she has been. And you must all agree she's received Pendo for a reason. She's joined the Kenyan cluster, including playing dancing chairs with us, and won. So DG Pendo, we love you. And allow me, for the benefit of those who may just know you from a distance, to maybe introduce you fully and ably. So we've given our DG a beautiful name in District 9212. We call her Pendo, but her name is Azeb Asrat Hil Mariam. She's the district governor for the year 2022-2023 for the District 9212, and that district covers Ethiopia, Eritrea, Kenya, and South Sudan. So wherever in those countries you find opportunity to patch or hatch a new Jabali, by all means, go hunting. Azeb Asrat fellowships with the Rotary Club of Addis Ababa West in Ethiopia, a full-time volunteer, and is serving as the district governor for District 9212 for the Rotary year 2022 to 2023. Rotarian Azeb has had an exemplary career as a Rotarian and currently serves as the vice chair of the Rotary Ethiopia board. Previously, she served as the Rotary Ethiopia country chair for the year 2018-2019. I think that was the year that I was president. Be the inspiration. And you can see she continues to be an inspiration to all of us. And she's also served as club president for her Rotary Club of Addis Ababa West for the year 2017 to 2018. She is a multiple Paul Harris Fellow. And so if you are wondering whether you are challenged enough to be a Paul Harris Fellow, then you need to begin now to match up with our district governor. She is a major donor and a benefactor. And due to her profession and interest, Azeb has traveled extensively across the globe, engaging with Rotary in various capacities. These include 7 Rotary International Conventions, 7 Rotary District Conventions, and the first Africa Summit in Marrakesh. These are important events for our district governor. She's managed to build a network that is larger than 9212 and brings to us a lot of resources. And hence, when you hear her call, I didn't hear the president say how many of Jabali are heading for DCA in Addis. And I know it's going to be critical for us to build the numbers as we celebrate the work that she has done so far. Azeb does have or used to have an 8-to-5 job, but recently retired from the World Food Programme after a stellar 28 years, which included a 2-year stint in the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organizations, FAO. And during her time in these roles, she has held senior leadership positions, such as a deputy director in Sri Lanka and Sudan, a senior regional program advisor for East, Central, and Southern African countries, a regional program coordinator for Southeast Asian countries, emergency coordinator in Bosnia-Herzegovina, donor relations and reports officer in Kenya, and project officer in Ethiopia. And in her capacity as a senior program advisor, she also held a position as regional HIV/AIDS coordinator for East, Central, and South African countries. And the gender focal point to ensure women empowerment is part and parcel of human resources management and project development implementation. Her role as the peer support volunteer in WFP has allowed her to support staff with personal and professional challenges. Good people, if you're listening to her stellar performance, you can understand why she's our DG this year. You can understand why she's digging her heels to serve Rotary. Her experience cannot go to waste because we have a lot to tap into. And I know in many projects that you have, the knowledge that our DG Pendo carries to help us successfully execute our projects is immense. And I've seen her take the time to sit, advise, and guide in projects that we're doing. Our DG holds a bachelor's degree in personnel management and administrative sciences from the Addis Ababa University, Ethiopia, and has attained various professional skills and qualifications in monitoring and evaluation, humanitarian coordination, conflict resolution and reconciliation, and project management. She recently completed a peace ambassadorial training with the Institute of Economics and Peace and has become an IEP peace ambassador. Our very own Pendo is a wife to one Getachew Haley for 42 years. For Jabali, don't even count. I know most of you are not even there. 42 years. She's been a wife and a mother to 3 beautiful children. And young as she might look, our very own Pendo is a grandmother to 5 grandchildren. Azeb loves learning, reading, sharing her experiences, meeting people like us, and appreciating others' cultures. And through her drive to date and the number of clubs that she has visited, yesterday I had an interesting statistic that to meet all her clubs, our very own Pendo has walked to clubs, driven to clubs, ridden boats to clubs, gone through forests to clubs, flown to clubs to ensure that she has covered her entire district. From me to you, our district governor Pendo, you have done a sterling job that at half year, you're almost done with all your visits. The balance of the year, expect that she will drive us to complete that which we have started in the year. And most importantly, she will drive to ensure that we contribute to the foundation that she's working so hard to make sure she exits with a good kitty. Remember, when that kitty is done, our district governor Pendo is not leaving that money for herself. It is for us. So when we give, let's give ably. Allow me to allow you to open your mics and let's say welcome to our district governor Pendo. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, AG. Wow, what a journey. And what a delight to be amongst you, my fellow Rotarians. President Sam, all the incoming presidents, Rotarians. I'm really delighted to be here. And this being my last call to the Kenya clubs, it gives me great honor and privilege to be here. I'm excited, as you could be, that you have done quite a lot. I just could not believe it. Yesterday, when I was reading through your message, I said, is this a newly chartered club, or is this a club that we can talk of 20 years, 30 years in existence? Because I mean, when I was going around clubs, it's a mix of different baggages. We've been really working so hard, but at the same time, we are way far from achieving what we wanted to achieve. This district is a big district with 100, now currently 138 clubs, and about 2 are terminated, but planning to come back. So all in all, when I started, there were 141 clubs that I was planning to visit. So this one is number 137, as AG clearly highlighted. And it's not you who benefited, but I benefited from the love, from the kind of projects that you are running, and to see the projects and guide and advise. It was all a pleasure for me. This is one of the best times of my life, I must say. I have always been a field person, but this has given me a different perspective. So before I go into your detailed, presentation of the club's achievements, I would like to just give some remarks on the February month, which is a peace and conflict prevention and resolution month. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. This was in the words of Albert Einstein. Today, millions of people all over the world are internally or externally displaced by armed conflict or persecution. In fact, 90% of casualties in armed conflicts are civilians, half of which are children and women. Through service projects and Rotary programs, the Rotary family is committed to pursuing projects that address the structural causes of conflict, including poverty, inequality, ethnic tension, lack of access to basic needs, including education, food, water, clean environment, and uneven distribution of resources. To prevent human suffering and life destruction, it's imperative to cultivate peace everywhere, to support and motivate people in order to build on a culture of peace and compassion. This can be achieved through awareness creation, training, and most of all, the need to cultivate the minds of our children at the early childhood phase or in primary schools, as well as in communities, by encouraging conversations and relationships that will inspire action, commitment, and the promotion of positive peace and peace education. We can have this happen if we encourage the inclusion of peace and conflict prevention to be a part of the academic curriculum in schools. Peace must start at the early stage. Some governments are considering this. For Rotary, the month of February is key as we celebrate 23rd February as Rotary's birthday, which is tomorrow. Rotary was first created by the vision of one exemplary human being, Paul Harris, the Chicago attorney, who played a key role in chartering of the first ever Rotary Club, the Rotary Club of Chicago, on the 23rd February 1905, which is 118 years ago. The club membership had diverse backgrounds with professionals and businessmen, allowing the exchange of ideas that form meaningful networking that led to lifelong friendships. Rotary's vision was gradually extended to humanitarian service, having its membership grew to have a family of 1.4 million members in more than 200 countries. This includes 200,000 Rotaractors. Rotary membership includes practitioners, educators, mediators, advocates to serve in humanitarian, rehabilitation, and development interventions that address global challenges. Rotary and the United Nations also have a shared history of working towards peace, post-conflict mediations to address humanitarian issues around the world. During the period of World War II, Rotary took part in the formation of the United Nations and in strategizing and planning for peace. Materials, including the booklet entitled From Here On, and some articles in the Rotarian, helped members understand the UN before it was formally established and conduct its work after its charter. Rotary gives a formidable weight to peace, conflict prevention, and resolution. Globally, we have 7 peace centers, as you might probably know. Bangkok in Thailand, North Carolina in the US, Bradford in UK, Tokyo in Japan, Brisbane in Australia, and Kampala in Uganda, and Uppsala in Sweden. Our Rotary Peace Centers have trained over 1,300 peace fellows to become effective catalysts for peace through careers in government, education, and international organizations. Peace is the path that brings growth and prosperity in any society. Countries with positive peace have shown tremendous economic growth and social capabilities. Let's nurture and create awareness about the importance of peace. This is a statement that I made for the February DG's Times newsletter, and I'm sure you'll see it there. But it is very important that we really look at February as one of the special months for our being in existence for 118 years. Tomorrow, actually, in commemoration of peace and our birthday, there will be an Imagine Rotary art exhibition to be opened in Addis Ababa. And during that, about 70 young and prominent artists are participating in it. I was just there and I was amazed with the quality of art, which is going to be exhibited tomorrow until the 4th of March. So from this, we are trying to raise resources for polio eradication and to ensure our surveillance system is properly done around the world, so that 40% of the proceeds, the sale proceeds, will be given to polio docket. So I'm just looking forward for that. And on Saturday also we'll have our TRF dinner in Addis Ababa. So things have been working so actively and dynamically, but most of all, let me tell you, all this achievement is because of you. All this, collection of good things around me have been because I had the best of teams to work with me. It was all positive. I never got tired because it was just something which really touched my heart. Going around the different clubs, as you have heard, I was able to visit several projects on the ground. So what is happening now for Rotary? I see the dynamic part of Rotary. I see also very vibrant clubs around, but there is also some weak in membership and also lack of understanding of the basics of Rotary, which is taking them back a little bit. So there is a shared responsibility amongst all of us that we have to stand together to get stronger and to deliver better to our communities. I'm glad I heard that you're planning to establish an education trust fund. What a great idea. All my plans are surrounding schools and children. My travels from one club to the other has given me enough reason to say that Rotary must turn its face into schools where we have to cultivate the minds of our children to a better state of, their existence. When I went to some schools in slum areas or impoverished areas, I can tell you that you just get broken in terms of what you are hearing or what you are seeing. For me, one very important aspect was when children were not paying attention, but dropping on their desks because of the lack of food and over exhaustion, because in some situation, I can be open to you that children who come from broken families are overworked because they are given the responsibility of looking towards their siblings. They are responsible for their siblings. When they get home, they have to run around to make sure that ends meet. When they come to school, they cannot pay attention because they have not enough to eat and to have in their tummy to keep of meeting the president and the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, where I was asked actually in the latter part to speak on food insecurity, the drought, and as well as youth entrepreneurship. During that time, what I highlighted to the government was, many years back when I was there with my first employment or appointment to Kenya, schools were receiving feeding programs. Now, no school is getting feeding program. Those who are able to pay, the children will get some porridge in school. That's not enough. Those who are unable, they just have to sit and see their friends eat. Some of them, after eating, the little that they get, they take it home to share it with their siblings. I'm telling you, this is, for me, it was too much to handle. Therefore, my request to the government was that school feeding program must come to schools. We have to be responsible for the future leaders. These are the children who are there waiting for us, elders, to really take care of them. So why are we spreading our resources everywhere in Rotary when we can really target and say we have an impact in the schools and we have looked after our children properly in schools? So if the government, already the parliament is talking about it, and what my ask to you is, please whenever you get a chance to meet government officials, please raise the importance of feeding program in schools so that it's not forgotten, it's not left in the back burner. I really would like us to push this and to insist that school feeding program comes to schools, especially in impoverished and slum areas where the problem is critically huge. For instance, Ethiopia has taken the responsibility of feeding children in school and providing uniforms. And you can imagine, we are 120 million people. You can also see how many school children that you can provide assistance with. I think this must spread in Africa. Africa is requiring its children. Africa must be ensured that the children are getting the right education, the right care, so that they become the future leaders taking over from us. So this is a very critical matter. So my take on from all the visits that I had was that the 7 out of the 7 areas of focus, at least 5 of them could go to schools, packaged, integrated, so that they are more impactful and long-term sustaining. That is exactly what I would like us to look at. And what I did is I have prepared a policy paper on this, that Rotary must twin with other clubs to become stronger, must join hands with other clubs so that the programs that we are taking to school are more diverse and more useful in terms of changing the lives of our school children. So at the moment, what I have seen is the Adopt a School program, which is running in Naivasha, Ongata-Rongai East. They are trying to start that, and I'm now hearing that more clubs are considering that. In the Adopt a School program, we can have all the water, the WASH program, the environment, the disease prevention and treatment. We can also take peace and conflict resolution, because I mean, peace must be taught at the early stage of our children. They should know fighting is not helping. Ethnic tension is not helping. We are seeing it. It's taking us backward. Our economic situation is dying almost. Now, after COVID and all the accumulated problems have put Africa in a very difficult situation. So even if we are doing something here, still there is some fundamental needs that need to be looked into properly. So the Adopt a School program will also have the education and literacy package, which includes libraries, computer labs, and the computer lab, which is now being led by Rotary Club of Langata, is something we should promote, and we should take part as well as we continue to provide assistance to schools. So I have seen really interesting programs. I have seen as well the change that such packaged programs are, taking hold. And at the same time, we should be thinking about our girl children in school, where they don't have proper toilet facilities, as well as changing rooms. That has led them to miss 4 to 5 days a month and about 50 days a year, which is becoming a huge task for us. As providers of service, as people of action, we need to look at our girl children. I don't think you want to hear that a child of 9 or 10 years old giving birth. This has happened under our watch. So awareness creation, making sure the bad things are heard of by children, and that they follow the right path for their future life. The teen mothers that I saw in the Western region is something which has really broken my heart. Their life is completely stopped somewhere that they have to look after their children. Even if we have now a training, a capacity building, income generating activity, which is coming together with what the club is doing in the West, but still, the life paradigm has completely changed for this girl children. So with that, what I would say is, let's focus. I am glad that this club is a focus club. Congratulations. The achievement is immeasurable. I couldn't believe it. And I will only say that, please, whenever you have the time, join into other clubs' meetings as well and guide. That's how Rotary should work. We need to get together and we need to bring up others also to be on the same wavelength as far as our service provision is concerned. So before I close my remarks, I would like to check on you that the DCA is approaching 11 to 14 March. And on the 11th, on the 10th or 11th, decision will be made. There will be a youth entrepreneurship forum, which will be half day to connect Ethiopians, the young Ethiopians, the young Kenyans, the young South Sudanese, and others to start already looking at entrepreneurship as a joint venture. So that will give the modality for the youth entrepreneurs to share ideas, to exchange experience, and also the seniors, the most seniors, as you know, PDGs, Eric, PDG Patrick, and there will be also others to come in like PDG Tashoma, just to give that modality as a startup so that, we can promote joint interventions, joint investment within our district. So with that, I would like to hear once again, President Sam, I would like to hear who is coming to the DCA. And I want each and everyone's commitment to come and join me and celebrate our achievements and also see what can be done in the future to come. With that, I am so thankful that DGE, Leonard, DGN, Joe, past district governors, regional coordinators, my own AG here, AGs, presidents, EXCOM members, and so who have joined me. And succession, as you rightly put it, that you have now leadership for the next 4 years. Congratulations again, and congratulations to our President Sam for having a great career path, which started in the UK. And I look forward to seeing you in the UK. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, DG Azeb. Thank you for your kind words of wisdom and experience, trying to guide us through what you've seen in our district, what we can do, what we can improve, because our societies, our communities really need what we Rotarians can provide, and we have a task of rising up to the challenge and being of impact to our communities. And thank you very much for the kind wishes. As each one of us grows in our professions, as each one of us, as Stelar said, looks forward to building a career and a bio that in many years to come, you'll be proud of what we've learned through the journey of life. So before we have our vote of thanks, we'll welcome our members, our guests, and have a bit of interaction with our DG. It will be unfair if anyone of us leaves this meeting without asking that one burning question you've always wanted to ask DG Azeb. It's really not easy to visit 137 clubs spread across 3 countries, some as far as North Ethiopia, the east, the west of South Sudan, Kenya with all its breadths. So this is your opportunity to ask our DG that one question or those 2 questions that you've always wanted to ask. Share your Rotary experience, seek guidance on any Rotary matter. This is that moment. So you have about 10 minutes. And we are looking forward to people who you can either send in your message on the chat, or you can raise your arm and your virtual arm, and we'll invite you to ask out loud and get your answer this evening. If you're not convinced to join Rotary, this is also that one chance to convert. We have quite a number of our guests here with us. We have quite a number of Rotaract alumni who have not yet joined Rotary, and this is that one opportunity to ensure you get that message you've been waiting for, and we can induct you in our next induction. So we'll take batches of 2-3 questions, if any, comments. This is the moment. You can unmute, share your video. I can see a number of people on video, even those in their offices, no problem. So let's say any question. And as that happens, as DG has mentioned, the DCA, the District Conference and Assembly, 11th to 14th of May in Addis, Ababa. That is about 3 months from now, actually. I've sent the link on chat. If you've not registered, I just received this afternoon the number of people who've registered from our club. I can confirm we'll be represented, we'll definitely be there as Rotary Jabali. So any questions? Let me just look through the chat.
Prezo, you should ask Emmanuel what he intends to do to increase one extra sentence on his introduction.
Yeah, Emmanuel.
Now that he has chosen to be quiet.
Terrell, you have a challenge. What have you taken home from this evening to improve your bio? I think also Ben Kimani had the same question, how to go about that. Okay, since our members are content.
Yeah. Where is Kennedy? Where is Kennedy?
Kennedy Gaia.
I am.
There he is.
Yeah. DJ, I have a question for you. I know that a few weeks back when Mr. Governor-elect Leonard was in the US for the International Assembly, there's an exciting conversation that started in our group regarding what it takes one to be a district governor. So that is my question to you. What does it take one to become a district governor? Yeah.
First of all, my thinking is leadership is a choice. It's not by selection. First of all, you have to set your dream or your target and start working towards that. I think that's very important because this is a combination of responsibility. For me, what made my life very easy is the experience I had. Literally, the work that I was doing, advising on policy and procedural matters in the UN for many years in different areas, has allowed me to be, going to clubs and advising clubs. Because it's not really, the DG's role is not just to say hello and bye. It's about how you instill knowledge and your experience so that they can become better and inspirational leaders. So that's exactly what I was doing. So what I would say is, even to the school children, one advice I was giving them was just go and write one dream, what you want to be, and stick it next to your bed or anywhere where you will be able to see it every day so that you can go towards that plan. So what I would say is, one is the interest, second is the experience, and third is to work towards that goal. That's all what is needed.
I have a follow-up question to Guyas. So I've been in Rotary, I think, for about 8 years now, and Rotary actually before I joined Rotary. So Rotary 1 year now, not even a year, so but somewhere close. And my observation has been that most DGs usually age-wise is above 55 years. So my question is, do you think it is feasible for a young person, let us say 38 to about 45 years, they're having a young family, they're trying to also do things in their careers. Do you think it is possible for them to manage being DG, or would the experience be probably a little bit difficult compared to, or could it mean that it is maybe more challenging for people in that age group? So you have to wait a little bit. You have pushed your kids out of your house now. Your career is now at its peak. Now maybe you're just doing consulting. If you have to work, you work because you want to work and not because you have to work. I just love to hear your perspective on that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, one thing is our own immediate past district governor, Alex, took office at a very young age. I know that he runs his business and he's a very busy person as well at the same time. But he did it very well. He accomplished what he wants to accomplish. I wouldn't say that, this position must be only for senior people and so on and so forth. In fact, my preaching throughout in Africa, we have 60 to 70% of unemployed, but a good labor force. But they are not employed because probably they have not accomplished what they are supposed to be accomplishing. Rotary is for busy people, let me tell you. It's not something that you do when you are idle. You have to do it when your brain is working, when your physique is active, that you can be able to, because there is a lot of writing, a lot of movement, a lot of advice, a lot of, different directions coming to you. I'm lucky because I'm retired and I'm a full-time volunteer, decided to be, and my time is mostly in the last 10 years is consumed by Rotary. But I wouldn't say that. You must stop. That's why I say that dream and work towards that dream so that you can come in and serve as a district government. I encourage actually the young people to work hard, because it's not possible that you see the same face, the same people around who just serve over and over again. No, we have so many talented and brilliant Rotarians, by the way, around. But, you know, they are shying away. They are afraid of it. No, just take it and move with it. Preparation is the most important. So let's do that. Yeah, let's prepare ourselves to take on that challenge. Thank you.
Thank you very much, DG. I think that was a very good response to the question. I think before Alan, I can see your hand is up. I think we'll just take 2 more questions. So you can please raise your virtual hand so that we are not, so that we keep time and manage it well. I have a question, I think, on behalf of one of our board members when we were doing our AGM and half-year review. So I'll not name him because he'll kill me after that. But he said leading volunteers has taught him more than leading his own business. And leading volunteers had to broke him severally, but he didn't resign. So from your many years of experience, DG, how do you advise, you know, young Rotarians in, you know, while they are busy, while they have, you know, their careers and they are raising their family, but also they are leading a club of volunteers where they can't hire or fire, but they need to maintain their calm and deliver on what has been agreed by the board. How do you balance that? How do you lead volunteers very effectively? And the board member will have to buy me a drink for not mentioning his name. Alan?
Yes, first of all, you know, if I start from my own experience, when I was married and was pursuing my education at the same time, working full-time and having kids, 4 things, and a wife, the 5th. So one has to really balance life, because you cannot lose something but gain here. You have to look at it from different angles. You know, time management is becoming a big challenge for your information. I would go to meetings, I'd be the first one to arrive and sit there half an hour, 1 hour, then it's only after that we are starting, you know, meetings. You know, with this kind of attitude, Africa cannot even step forward, you know, to do any change. We have to teach our children, our young generation, time is of essence. We cannot waste it. If we use our time to the best of our ability, then we can be able to address all other issues around us. But if I'm spending like in my bed in the morning, you know, 3-4 hours, already lunch is approaching. After that, I go to work, and then immediately after that, I go for lunch. You know, there was one research done at one stage, and if you calculate that, the amount of time we are putting into our work is much, much smaller and not even, you know, visible to say to the list. So I think time management and organizational management is the most important in order to address our issues around us. I have my 3 children. I mean, you know, sometimes there are challenges. It's not an easy, you know, flow, but somehow, if you give everybody your time, then you would be able to address the issues that are there. Leading volunteers, one of the challenging, you know, mark of our life, to tell you the truth, in Rotary, because I see few people running in some clubs, not even the major part of the Rotary membership is not taking any responsibility. You know, that way we are burning other people and we are not even caring for others. But we are saying we have to live under the care and support philosophy. But as I said, your approach is very important. If you think volunteers should work the way employed people are working, forget it. It is not going to work. So our approach must be almost like, okay, this is a job, but I know you're busy, but can you please deliver? You know, the approach is very important. But if we are directing everybody according to our needs only, then they might even say, thank you, Azeb, but I'm just a volunteer, so I'm leaving. Then what do I do? It's another volunteer who's going to come and join me. And that person could, after a while as well, could tell me, I'm sorry, I cannot stay here. So we have to be very tactful. We have to have a plan for our life. We have to have a short-term, medium-term, long-term plan for our lives. Otherwise, time clicks, I'm telling you. When I started my DG term in July, I said 525,600 minutes are there, but now we're left with 4 months to go. That's it. Time flies, but we have to make a mark, we have to leave our legacy, and we have to be doing. So as volunteers, we have to accept the fact that leadership can be challenging, but our approach must change. We should be more a listener, a person guiding, and a person appreciating and recognizing the people who are working around us. Without that, it's going to be very, very difficult. So I would say that let's work on our time management organization and organizational management as well. Thank you.
Thank you, DG. And to close this section, I will allow Alan Okuja, our friend. He is a member of the Rotary Club of Langata. He's also a neighbor on this side of the world. And then Eva Kaburu, our president nominee designate, will close for us. And then Job Ondeko will give the vote of thanks. So Alan, Eva, DG's comments, and then vote of thanks by Job.
Thank you, Mr. President. DG Azeb, you made a very lovely talk. My name is Alan Okuja, and from the Rotary Club of Langata, still serving as the club treasurer. And I've also had the distinct pleasure of transiting from Interact to Rotaract, and now Rotary. Before my question, I'd just like to acknowledge that it was good to see my mom earlier. Yes, Ejishiru. And my question is that is the district being very intentional in terms of young leadership within the confines of district administration and leadership? I feel like it's only distinct young Rotaractors or Rotarians that have had the pleasure of serving at district level. I've also had such an opportunity, but is this opportunity being extended to other younger Rotarians, being that certain roles are repetitive in terms of the persons holding a particular docket? Thank you.
I think one example that I could give is, for instance, Kennedy is the core executive committee chair for the new generation and the exchange program. So it's very important. In my own terms, I would say that we have to have more young Rotarians and Rotaractors to join us. Now, Rotaract has become equal partner with Rotary. In fact, when we address as well, if we say the Rotary family, it's also the Rotaractors included. And we have to work very close together. What I see is there is always that a little bit of difficulty between the Rotarians and the Rotaractors because of, age difference or, interest as well and other things. But unless we come closer to one another, to share experiences, to encourage mentorship within the Rotary family, also trying to know exactly who is doing what is the background of each and every one, building the capacity of our members to bring them on board. For instance, to my amazement, many Rotaractors were following me wherever I was going from club to club. It was amazing. So I asked some of them, why are you following me? What do you get out of it? And I just wanted to hear from them. And they said, each time you're going to any club, your talk is completely different according to the audience that you are meeting. So we are taking at least one or two issues out of your talk. So that was, for me, very, very satisfying, because if I could inspire even one person, if I could change one person within the Rotary family, it means a lot. That one person will have a multiplier effect. So what I would say is, don't shy away from responsibilities, come forward and start giving the services at even higher level. It will only teach us and give us more meat into our professional and life paths. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, DG. Our president nominee, Eva.
Thank you, SK, for this opportunity. For me, it's a comment, it's not a question. I'd just like to congratulate you, DG Azeb, for taking up this big job and doing it very well. I believe you're the first lady to do this in our district. And the fact that you've done it so well opens opportunities for all the other ladies, we other ladies in the district, to actually gain the confidence of actually being in leadership, and also, aiming higher, just to think of where we are now, to also think about the future. And the fact that you've done it so well is a great encouragement to me personally, and hopefully to all the other ladies in the Rotary family. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eva. As a DG, we are so thankful for spending this evening with us. It has taken you many months to go around the district, and especially for a club, you've spent 2 evenings with us this visit, and you graced our charter party last July. And we cannot thank you enough for all the mentorship, the guidance that you've given us as a club, and also individually when we connect with you. So on behalf of our club, I'll invite Job Ondeko, one of our charter members, and also he is in the next board, to give a vote of thanks to you and to our AG and all those who've joined us this evening. Job.
President SK, I think you've already moved a vote of thanks, but anyway, before I move a vote of thanks, I want to encourage all of you to sign up for DCA. Ethiopia is a very beautiful country. A fun fact about Ethiopia is you can be able to see the galadas. They're only found in Ethiopia, by the way. So you can decide to go, the DCA is starting on 11th, you can decide to go early, go to the Simeon Mountains, and if you enjoy nature, have a good time there. Anyway, I want to appreciate all of you for joining our meeting today. Special thanks to Eji Shiro. I don't know if she's still on the call. For
Very much so.
yeah, for journeying this journey with us, providing guidance mostly to the board. From your talk, I believe you have interacted with the Karanja a lot. SK seems to only interact with the best. So thank you so much for that guidance. Most importantly, I want to thank DG Azeb for taking time to talk to us, share your experiences. Indeed, you have inspired me personally, and I believe many more people on the call. You have shared your words of wisdom. It is always a pleasure to listen to you, and yeah, we look forward to hearing from you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I'm here with my hubby, Getachew. So let him say hello at least. Hi, Bala. He's listening to you, and he's always happy to listen to the young.
All right. Thank you.
He gives us encouragement because I can see he's reading a book.
Yes. He's a reader.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, DG. And the only way we can say thank you is by implementing what you've taught us over the years. I remember my first time in Ethiopia, you welcomed me very, very warmly when you're country chair. And every time I listen to you, we learn so much. And since you gave all club president a directive that the DG does not take physical gifts, will only donate to the Rotary Foundation. And one of our gifts this evening is to our pledge that by the end of this Rotary year, we shall be 100% donor club to the Rotary Foundation. I believe very few clubs have achieved that in their first year. So our members, this is our challenge to each one of you. If you've never donated to the Rotary Foundation, yet you've learned something this evening too from our DG, it's only right that you go to the Rotary Foundation website and donate. The funds donated to the Rotary Foundation help Rotary advance the various causes, the various areas of focus around the world. And also, Foundation, we are eradicating polio across the world. And Rotary has been on this journey and will be the first private organization to eradicate a disease from the face of the world. So this is a challenge to every one of our members. We are looking forward to each one of you donating directly to the Rotary Foundation. And if you don't manage to donate directly, all our Sergeant at Arms collections will be donated to the Rotary Foundation for this half year. So through those two initiatives, we believe will be 100% donor club to the Rotary Foundation by June 2023. And secondly, as Job has mentioned and a DG mentioned earlier, the DC is happening in Ethiopia. The district conference brings together all Rotarians and Rotaractors from across the district and neighboring districts. It shall be from the 11th to the 14th of May this year in Addis Ababa. I think I can also show you the website. I've shared the links on chat. So just click on the link or the registration link and get get through to the site. Just creating. So this is the registration page of the DCA. For page, there is the welcome page. So the welcome page is a message from our DG, an invite to the district conference, and a description of what the district conference is all about. On the left, there are the hotels that are recommended by the district to host visitors. So you can click on any hotel and book directly. But I know we all have our ways of sorting accommodation. Most of us know people in Ethiopia. It's also allowed. You can be hosted by a friend. You can be hosted by family. Rotary is one big family around the world. And then when you click on register, I think it's at the top, registration. When you click on this page, it gets you here. It will tell you the rate depending on when you're paying. The earlier you pay, the better. As you note, the late birds are the highest rates. So I think we are currently at the third milestone. So for Rotarians, it's $230. For Rotaractors, $180. Rotaractors plus the accommodation, $220. Interactors, $190. Guests, $230. You click on this register now, and it will take you directly to the registration deck. So our gifts this evening to DG is a promise that we shall be 100% donor club by end of year. And our delegation at the DCA shall be led by our president nominee, Eva Kaburu. I've seen people who have registered, so we'll be coordinating that and ensure that we shall be at DCA 2023. And finally, before we have our Sergeant at Arms session, just a couple of announcements on behalf of the club. The next upcoming event is the Sunshine Rally. We've been communicating this through our various communication channels, on WhatsApp and on our socials. The Nairobi Region Sunshine Rally is next Saturday but 4th of March at Jamhuri Showgrounds. The Sunshine Rally brings together thousands of differently able kids for a day of fun, food, and fellowship with Rotarians. Our last fellowship, we had Rotarian Saum telling us about the Sunshine Rally and how we can participate. If you've not seen any information yet, I don't believe anyone here hasn't received information about the Sunshine Rally. So please block your calendars, 4th March, and let's all meet at Jamhuri Showgrounds. Our projects team, Ken Macau, Ben Kimani, will be advising how we shall coordinate our club members and meet at Jamhuri Showgrounds. In 2 weeks' time, on 8th of March, we have our next fellowship. We shall be hosting immediate past District Governor, Rotarian Alex Nyaga. He's the Group CEO of Parapet Cleaning Services. He served as our DG last year and is the Charter President of Rotary Langata. He shall be speaking to us how we can harness Rotary as an avenue of doing business together. So Rotarians come together from different fronts, and one benefit of Rotary is that together we can build companies. Alex is a living example of how Parapet expanded across East Africa. And as DG mentioned, well, in his 40s with a young family, running a multi-million business with about 4,000 employees, Alex is still a very active Rotarian. He leads. He's the charter president of the biggest Rotary club in our district, that is Rotary Club of Nairobi Langata. Rotary Langata has over 40 members, started about 20 years ago, and Alex will rarely miss a fellowship at his club. And if he's missing one, he's attending another one wherever he is. So Alex is an exemplary Rotarian who we shall all learn from. And the topic of the day will be Rotarians doing business together. And finally, for all our members, we've reshuffled our buddy groups for the second time, and everyone is in a new buddy group as from a week ago. So ensure your buddy groups meets up. Please share photos on our members group, and let's see people connecting and having fun as Rotarians. If you're new to the club, we are looking for our next members, our new inductees. We are looking to have a members induction in the coming months. So if you've not yet been emailed by a membership team and you want to join our club, ensure you sign the registration link that is on chat, and just follow each of these steps. And the last one being an induction party that we shall organize before the end of this year or the beginning of the next Rotary year. We shall have a training in March, a training for new members, and we welcome everyone who is aspiring to transition from Rotaract to Rotary, or even those who are new in the Rotary family. You're all welcome to Rotary Jabali. I think I've mentioned about DCA, Addis, and the Rotary International Convention in Melbourne, Australia. Same month, 2 weeks apart. So you have no excuse of not using Rotary as your travel avenue. You may land in Addis, second week of May, or you may want to land in Australia last week of May. All registration links have been sent on chat. I'll just send a reminder for both of them. I request we allow our sergeant at arms the next 5 to 10 minutes. I believe we have no sad dollars today. Only happiness is allowed in this fellowship. As mentioned, all our SA collections will be donated to the Rotary Foundation. So we collect through M-Pesa, and your name reflects on our back end because it's a till number registered in our club's name. So Sergeant at Arms, Ben Kimani, over to you. 5 to 10 minutes. If wishes to give a happy dollar, you may raise your hand virtually. You may type in the chat, and let's finish our fellowship this evening on a high. Ben, over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Charter President. Thank you, DG, for gracing our event, and all protocols observed. Thank you very much for this. It was a very informative and very happy meeting. Now, I won't say much. Actually, Mr. President has covered most of it, so I'll just open the floor. Yes, so you can bring your happies, and for those of the SADs, also the floor is yours. You can unmute and speak, or as well chat. I can just read it out. Madam AG, okay, that's very noted. The floor is opened. The M-Pesa till number, if you haven't grabbed it, you can find it on the chat. Yeah, having a happy dollar from Job for the lovely fellowship. We're also having 3 happies from Jacinta in the Great Fellowship. Feel free to unmute and say a word or two. We have 5 happies from Gaia Kennedy, that is, for it being a very good time in this meeting. We have 2 happies from Eva Kaburu. One is for the DG, the other one is for the AG. The AG herself, she will share 10 happies. Then we have 3 happies from Fanny for the awesome fellowship. So as the SK has said, Jabali members, all your happies, go to the Rotary International donations. For the guest, this goes to the club admin or the projects which are being run by the club currently. We are having 2 happies from Manager Kenyi. So it's been a good meeting as well. Okay, I'll close this by sharing 3 happies, which will be, okay, and first for Antoine. Antoine gives 5 happies for the Journey DG and ADG worked with us before and after the charter. So nice. We have 3 happies from Kennedy Macau, 2 for the DG, working with us in her term, and 1 for happy for the wonderful talk. 2 happies from Sandra for the great fellowship, for the DG and the AG. Okay. So I think I can close this with 3 happies from me. This is for the good fellowship as well, and also for my introduction being 3 words only. If you're curious on what was my introduction was, you can just check on the chat. Then finally, we have Chris with 2 happies for the AG and DG for joining us. The till number is on the screen for those who are yet to finalize on the transactions. Back to you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you. Then I'll give 10 happy dollars. Feel like there's some noise. Gaia, you can hear me clearly?
Yeah, yes, you can hear your scale.
Okay. I'll give 10 happy dollars. 1, thank you so much, DG Azeb, for spending this evening with us and sharing with us your experiences and lessons. I think one challenge therein in this evening's talk is there's so much that we can do around our education interventions. There's so much we can do besides sponsoring kids to get to school, because I believe that's just step number 1. And once they're in school, there's a whole different environment that we need to improve and make better for them to have a learning experience that will open opportunities for them. So I think though as a club, we've already started making steps to, start our first projects around getting needy but bright students to school. I think and our projects team has done a bit of work on this, as well adopt a school and have interventions that ensure that the kids in those schools actually have and actually do learn in an environment that is conducive and in a way that we improve their future opportunities. So DG, the challenge is well taken. AG Shiro also gave us a huge challenge of, the doors that we've been able to open and cross, we should be able to pass to help other people cross those same doors and many others. So the challenge for us is ever building up and looking for ways that through our club, we can be of impact in our communities. So coming together is first step, but doing impactful work is what will keep us together. So thank you very much, AG. Thank you very much, DG, for your advice, for your challenge to us. It's really well taken, and we'll definitely implement and keep learning as we go along. The other happies is for all our members. Looking back, I think this is about 2 years ago when this idea was just an idea. About 21 months ago when we held that first fellowship, Gaia, Priska, Antoine, Terrell, I'm forgetting 2 people, Kibanya, it felt like this might happen after a major struggle. But actually those 2 years have been very seamless, and we've learned so many lessons and we've grown. When I look at the district's data and I look at how we are running our club and the feedback that we've received so far, members, you've made Rotary Jabali not only unique, but a club that we've built together in a very, I don't want to make it seem simple, but in a way that we all enjoyed the process, and we have many, many years ahead as a club, growing together as friends and as members, and also using what we can to improve our society. So thank you very much to all our members, our future members. We are looking forward to induct you very, very soon. Just ensure you reply to the email that you get from Terrell and Eva, and you shall be on our next induction in a couple of months. With that said, final toast, and I think final happy dollar will be from our President-elect, Kennedy Gaia.
Thank you so much, President SK, and I also want to join in congratulating the club for getting to this level. I think we've made baby steps, but those steps are steps in the right direction, and we continue to learn every day on how to better engage, better serve, and better create an impact. And I want to thank the DG for the opportunity and always volunteering her time to work with us. This is a journey that we've had a long time, and she's always been with us every step. I remember when we started, when she was still district governor-elect, she used to sneak into our meetings, and she would come in and listen in. And when she heard that we made the decision that we will be chartered during a year, she was one of the happiest people. And I remember she was always excited about it. And I had the privilege of having lunch with her somewhere that I'll not mention. It was clear in her mind what she sees for us as a club and as young Rotarians, and what we can do and the kind of impact we can create. And so as we finish and as we close off this evening, I want to mention a quote that was said a long while ago, but the immediate past president, Sheikh Ahmed, used to mention it in every meeting, that service is the rent we pay for the privilege of living in this earth. Thank you, DG, for showing us the privilege of being on this earth through your service and through your leadership. And I ask that we as young Rotarians pick that up and drive it in all that we do and all that we seek to achieve. And that I ask that we all have our hands across our chest, or if you have a glass, we can join us in putting a toast to Rotary the world over.
To Rotary the world over.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and do enjoy your evening. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, everyone. I love you guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jabali.
Thank you so much, DG.
And to President Sam, I'm looking for the 1-year anniversary party.
Yes,
I will
yes.
prepare myself to wear the heels. So get
Get
cracking.
the invite.
Thank you.
And SK, without throwing hints, if Arsenal end up winning the league, our theme for the charter party might just be Arsenal jerseys. Thank you.
Oh, goodness.
Is it not too early, Gaia? It's too early. It's too early. We are at game number 23 out of 38.
On a light note, thank you so much. Thank you all.
Have a good night, all.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
guys. Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good night.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you at the Sunshine Rally or at our next fellowship on 8th of March in 2 weeks' time.
Traditional slide ya team number.
Lakini
No
watu
comment.
wa Arsenal si watulie tu.
It's too early. It's too early, brother.
Did you stop recording?
The last few weeks, oh, sorry.
Okay, there's an important question there.